What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if we get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, obviously, last 2 weeks have not uploaded a video. I was on vacation and then I was in the hospital. So shout out to Joshua. He was doing the live streams before and after the game and things like that. But the daily content is back. It should be returning. Um, you know, from here on out, and also make sure to come to the live stream before and after the Cleveland Browns game this Sunday. But first off, I just want to say it's been a while since I've said that. Getting the intro back, but also obviously the background is different. I'm back at home, or like at my parents' house, but so I'm working on getting the lighting all fixed up because I know it's kind of a yellowish screen right now, but hopefully you guys can deal with that as I try and figure out a better solution for the lighting and stuff. But the background's definitely better than what it normally is when I'm at home. But in this video, I want to talk about Lamar Jackson and what his biggest problem has been this season. And when I need to, every time I talk about Lamar Jackson and any sort of negative aspect, I have to clarify. Guys, I love Lamar Jackson. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. He's one of my favorite players ever just to watch. I think he's a great player. And when I make critical remarks of him, it's not me saying that he's bad or he can't play quarterback. Guys, I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think he's a good thrower of the football. Like when I talk, like I have very high expectations for Lamar. And so I just don't want to think anybody thinks that I am a Lamar hater or anything like that. I love Lamar. I will always defend Lamar Jackson. But with that said, I'm going to say that I think his biggest problem is that he's DTMing. He's doing too much. I think he's taken. I think kind of a lot of people are saying Mahomes has been doing that this year as well, and both of them are kind of dealing with offensive line problems. But I think that since Lamar Jackson is not, he doesn't really have the running backs that he's had, throughout his career, like a J.K. or a Gus Edwards, and injuries they suck. But overall, he's having to deal with it. So he's kind of like the main rusher of the football. I mean, the other guys, Devontae Freeman stepped up. He's been okay. But Lamar Jackson's been the guy leading on that front. And then, with the wide receivers, he's throwing the ball to the wide receivers. Like he's trying to do everything he can. But there are so many situations where after Lamar Jackson has thrown an interception, it has seemed like he's one of the most aggressive quarterbacks in the NFL after getting a turnover. And I feel like he is throughout the season, he's getting more and more, I don't want to say addicted, but addicted to the big play. He's focusing so much on getting that one play touchdown, hitting Hollywood over the top, hitting Mark Andrews deep, that he is overlooking maybe some of the other routes. And again, this is in like very specific instances. This isn't every play that where he's trying to do this. It's just every once in a while it happens. We look at the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Ravens drive all the way down the field. They're in field goal range. They're in the red zone. Third down, Lamar Jackson snaps the ball, pressure in his face. Hollywood is running a drag route. Now, it's questionable as to whether or not Hollywood would have been able to get the first down. It was about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. He could have gotten it, but Lamar Jackson gets pressure and he starts running backwards. Okay. And it starts to look kind of like Cleveland when he ran backwards against Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, threw it up for Mark Andrews, scored a touchdown. And he's running backwards off the back foot. And he throws it up, intercepted. And those are the types of plays where it's 3rd down. If you don't get the first down, you have Justin Tucker. You can kick that field goal. If you throw that check down to Hollywood and he doesn't get the first down, but he gets 5 yards and it's 4th and 1, hey, John Harbaugh might go for it. Like he is getting to the point where it's like a little bit too risky with a lot of these situations where it's 3rd down or whatever, and he's throwing it up. Now, I don't mind throwing a jump ball. It's just the throwing a jump ball off the back foot in a situation that doesn't really call for it. That's when I'm kind of like, okay, you gotta calm down, and you gotta just really step into your throws, because I think a lot of times he wants to make these big plays, right? And so big plays, you typically don't throw it underneath to make a big throw, because when a team runs cover 0, which has been the way that the teams have been beating the Baltimore Ravens, if your guy beats the other guy and you hit him deep, it's going to be a touchdown. It's an automatic big play if you're able to hit the guy on the deep route on against cover zero. It's probably going to be a touchdown. So Lamar Jackson, obviously, he wants that. And it's also partial play calling against the cover zero. I'm not blaming this on the cover zero and the Ravens offense on Lamar Jackson. I think it's more Greg Roman's fault. But a lot of times it seems like rather than catching the ball and just quickly firing it out, he's taking these 3 or 5 step drops, even against cover zero. And then all of a sudden he's so far back in the pocket that he can't make that quick throw. And he's having to try and escape out the back. And that's just very, very difficult. And so that's why the Ravens offense has been struggling against cover zero, is they just think not only it's not just Lamar Jackson not stepping up at the throw, it's also been really poor play calling. Again, I would need to specify it's not Lamar Jackson's fault, but Lamar Jackson, I feel like in more situations should just hit the check down earlier because it'll allow the Ravens to get just a few yards. I feel like the Ravens are just not just Lamar Jackson, but I think the Ravens have fell in love with the deep ball and they fell in love with the big play offense because at the beginning of the year, it was very explosive. Hollywood was burning everybody deep. And now all of a sudden teams have started to really respect Hollywood's speed. And when you get teams that really respect that speed and they're playing over top, that's when we got to hit the underneath plays. That's when you hit Devin Duvernay on that drag route. That's when you hit Bateman quickly over the middle. That's when you hit Mark Andrews short. Like, I feel like, Lamar Jackson, I say it's like his biggest problem. It's just, I feel like he's trying to do too much. He's trying to get those big plays too often. Now, I like shot plays. I like throwing the ball up when he believes his receiver has the chance. It's just, I feel like a little bit of times the Ravens offense and him get a little bit carried away. But again, this is like a really nitpicky thing that I'm not going to say never throw the ball deep or Lamar, don't do what makes you great, which is escaping the pocket and doing all these great things. So, I just want to specify that again. Like it's Lamar Jackson. That's what he's going to bring to the table is those crazy flashy plays. Sometimes it's not going to work out. And I understand that. I'm not going to say like never try and do any of the things that make him special in terms of his pocket ability and his escapability and mobility. So, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys agree with me, you think he's trying to do too much, or if you disagree with me, let me know. I always like to see what you guys think about it. But thank everybody for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content. Let me know if you have anything that you want me to talk about in videos, because obviously I missed like the last 2 weeks. So there's probably things that, you want to hear my opinion of. I can definitely make videos on them if you're like curious, like my thoughts on the Steelers game, the going for 2 against the Steelers, my thoughts on the Browns game, that type of thing, because I didn't get to give my thoughts on any of that. But thank you everybody for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.